Hold on. My question is, how can one do it the right way where they don't get kicked out? Like, is there a way?
If a person does it the right way, they have corporate leasing, and that's very hard to get.
Okay.
A lot of apartments and places, they'll let you get corporate leasing if you have your business, like your LLC and this, that, and the third, but a lot of them don't like that. Mm-hmm. They say, no, we don't do corporate leasing.
All right, come on, let's get this crap.
Can you picture this? Baby, David, good looking, baby. CYP got another. I see y'all. Yeah. Can you picture this? You know, rocking with CYPT. Podcast of the D with Clay and the crew. It's like my CTV. They be giving game out so much, you could take the same route. Especially if you take risks, this YouTube, you make sense.
What up, though? You're listening to the CYPT podcast. It's the podcast for the strongest, fastest, most powerful print shop on this side of the Eastern Seaboard. I'm just Niles.
It's your boy Lance behind the camera.
I'm Clay,
also known as Fearless Leader. Today we have with us Clayton Carter II, also known in some circles as Moet. This man is a hustler, entrepreneur, and the starter of Beautiful Stays Airbnb. Clayton Carter II, we're glad to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Speak up in the mic a little bit so we can hear you.
I am glad to be here today.
All right. So, you took on your own entrepreneurship ways because you didn't want to take over this business here. You didn't want to have no parts of this one.
You were really good. I wonder why. You were really good.
I wouldn't mind working here. I wouldn't mind taking a business over. But I like to go and adventure to my own thing.
But I'm glad you're going off into your own thing because you seem to be doing pretty well for yourself.
I am. At my age, I feel like I'm doing very well for myself. And Can You Picture This is always going to be a backup for me. It's already here. It's already established. So.
And you know the game, but that's good. So you when you started like your entrepreneurship goals, you started with like this food truck. You had this vision for the food truck. So not only did you have entrepreneurship in your blood, it started with the food business when you first wanted to go off on your own, right?
Yeah, so I think y'all know I always wanted to be a chef when I was little, but I tried that route and I did that in college, and I feel like I got the taste of that. And it was time for me to venture on to bigger things that would make me more successful.
The culinary way wasn't the way you wanted to go?
I mean, I feel like it's something that is just a skill for me.
So you still enjoy cooking?
I love cooking.
So is that something that you would get back into, or
no?
You done with that part in your life?
No, I mean, people still ask me to cook for them, but I don't really see that for me.
So you got this, you got this food truck, and you started working on the food truck, and then you sold it. So, and is that how you got into the Airbnb? Tell me how you got your money to start this Airbnb business that you in.
So when I first started Airbnb, it was just okay. So my friend actually had two places, and.
Two Airbnbs.
He had two places that I turned into. He had two places that I turned into Airbnbs.
So this was just regular.
It was just regular. It was just something like, oh, I'm gonna just do this since it's not being occupied. I can have the chance to make some money off of it. It's already furnished. Everything's already there.
So these was apartments, houses.
It was an apartment and it was a townhouse.
Okay.
And I put them both on Airbnb.
Just checking to
see what it did, and I made money like that.
Whew. So like, you didn't. How did you know how to do this? Did you go on YouTube? So you just.
No, I didn't go on YouTube or nothing. I just did it from my own experiences. Like I did it, and I learned the skills from me just doing Airbnb, getting feedback from people that stayed.
Straight hard knock, straight school of hard knock. You didn't. There was nothing. You just jumped off the porch. These are Airbnbs now.
It's Airbnb.
That's the hustle.
And I had to learn from what people didn't like and what people liked, and then my mom helped me put in some, techniques and stuff. So it helped out.
What are some of these techniques you're talking about? So you jumped off, you grabbed, you had a couple spots already to go. You threw them up on Airbnb. What were some of the challenges? What were some of the feedback that you were getting?
I only did his spots for maybe about a month and a half, 2, and I took that money and I went got my own place in my own name, and I furnished it, and I turned that into an Airbnb instantly.
Now his spots was located in what state? Because I know you multi-state with these Airbnb. So where were you at with those?
My first one was in Atlanta. My second one was in Michigan, and my third one was in Houston.
Okay. All right. I know the ones in Michigan, I kind of helped you out with those, but you had some problems in the ones with Michigan. So, like, tell me about, like, some of the things that, some of the roadblocks that you ran into in Michigan.
It was only the Michigan ones?
So it really necessarily wasn't my problems. It was just some guests don't have the thought or train or mindset to read certain instructions.
Fine print.
And they went. So my one in particular guest went to the leasing office to try to check in. But she was a day late on checking in. And so I guess she must have missed the check-in instructions, and she went to the leasing office. Leasing's office, they came in and knocked on my door, opened the door, came in my apartment, seeing that it was set up to be an Airbnb, and basically just terminated the lease.
So, like, you wasn't supposed to be leasing this out.
Well, not in that particular building, no.
And you knew that.
Of course.
Okay,
in every so you got to make your money somehow, some way, right?
So I mean, and that's what I was. You know, me and you had a talk
I feel like
about it. I was like, listen, like you can't be like just leasing these people's buildings. They gonna find out.
I like to do things the way I want to do it. I go against the rules. I'm a hard headed person. Like I will go against the rules and make up my own rules.
Can I ask how much did you make before they came and knocked on the door?
I made a lot of money. I got my money's worth.
You got your money's worth.
I got my money's worth, and I took that money and went and got another Airbnb.
So, do you still go by that?
Makes sense.
Do you still do that now, or is it?
Yeah, I still do it.
So, what you doing is like, I don't want to say it's like. So how
can you run me start to finish?
Hold on. My question is, how can one do it the right way where they don't get kicked out? Like, is there a way?
If a person does it the right way, they have corporate leasing, and that's very hard to get.
Okay.
A lot of apartments and places, they'll let you get corporate leasing if you have your business like your LLC and this, that, and the third, but a lot of them don't like that. Mm-hmm. They say, no, we don't do corporate leasing. Now you got to go find a place that has corporate leasing. But so you have a place that you know has potential that you want to put an Airbnb at, that you know is going to make a lot of money, you're going to do it anyway. And you're just going to try to not get caught.
Okay.
And so that's why you have check-in instructions for guests that they need to follow. If they don't follow that, you already know that it's going to be a hazard for your business.
Mm-hmm. So the majority of people out here doing Airbnbs is taking a chance.
I would say so.
I probably have to agree with that. We at least, I know one guy. He's got one, and what he told me he was like, well, he said we went to the loft. We was asking the lady, can we, can we stay? She was like, look, I already know what y'all trying to do. She's like, follow rule A, B, and C. Break her off, and then it's all good. And that's so. And he making bank right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if you go to like the leasing agents and say, listen,
you either cut them in or you cut them out.
Right. Listen, this is what I want to do. So you can charge me higher rent if you want to.
So let me say this: my place that I got in Houston, my mom told me to let my landlord know I was going to be doing Airbnb.
Right.
And I told her, I said, no, I'm not doing that. So she can get money off of me, and I can get less money. In 1 month, no, not 1 month. In 3 months, I made $17,000 off of just this one Airbnb.
Oh yeah, it don't
Just
even matter.
one.
It don't even matter what.
I'm not
By the time
breaking-
she gets to you,
I'm not breaking nobody off.
by the time they get to you, it don't even matter.
And it's really like nothing they can do to you. You're not, you know, you
What
can't.
they gonna
go
do?
to-
Terminate my lease?
You can't.
Okay.
So
Another one.
it's in your name. Like, well, does it mess your name up, your credit, or
My name, my credit ain't never been messed up.
Okay,
Never.
all right.
Okay.
Not for a house. No.
No. I'm trying to figure out how much money do I need to start an Airbnb. I'm trying to put a couple checks together. How much do I need to just start, or I just get an apartment?
Get you an apartment. Go on Facebook Marketplace. Get you some furniture. Throw it in there. Make it set up for Airbnb. Go to Dollar Tree. Okay, so
Now you keep saying set up for Airbnb. Walk me through that.
when I say set up for Airbnb, make sure it's clean. Make sure you have white linens. Make sure you have a bed that's set up correctly. Plates, like anything that you would want when you go stay somewhere. You want it to be immaculate. You don't want no errors in your Airbnb.
So who cleans these Airbnbs? Do you clean them yourself, or do you?
Sometimes I clean it myself. If I want the cleaning fee, it's gonna go to me. Or you can go take that cleaning fee that Airbnb charges, that you can make up your own price, and you can go pay a cleaner.
Another one.
Nah, just keep going, man. My head hurt.
Now they have an app for Airbnb cleaners. It's called Turnover B&B, and on Turnover B&B, you can find different cleaners in different states or wherever your location is, and they specifically clean
Airbnbs. That's what they do.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
they
Now, how do you manage all these Airbnbs in these different places when you're not there? You're there.
So it's hard. It's hard managing them. You can have like co-managers, like you can have other people like take over your Airbnb and manage it for you,
But you got to break them off.
but you got to break them off. Me, I don't like breaking people off.
Right.
If I have it, so one instance, I was in Michigan and my Airbnb in Atlanta, somebody was checking out, but that same day somebody was checking in, and they broke the doorknob. So
Doing what?
it's a lot of.
All right. Oh, all right.
Guess-
Yep.
guess
Yeah.
the crazy
Yeah.
And so I had to fly from Michigan to Atlanta the same day
For a doorknob.
for a doorknob. I had to break in my own door because I'm not risking myself calling somebody to come give me another key.
Right.
I had to go buy another doorknob
Because you broke that
because
one.
they broke that one. I had to come replace the doorknob and just tell them the next day, hey, door's broke. Can y'all come fix it?
So is that like the only thing that happened in the Airbnb? Like I hear these wild stories about people throwing parties, trashing the place. You ever had anything happen like that?
Yeah. So in Atlanta, I had a guest that he told me it was going to be 5 people staying there. I'm like, okay, cool. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo.
Did it sound like he was lying?
I know people be lying.
Right.
But on Airbnb, you have to verify yourself and make sure you're a legit person, whatever. So they had 17 people I counted coming in and out my Airbnb because, I have a Ring camera. So it was like I can see everything that's going on outside, who's coming in, who's coming out.
Did you tell them that in the fine print?
No, I just waited till they left and I just charged them per guest.
So you build a credit card. You got the right to build.
You go
a
through
credit
Airbnb
card.
and Airbnb.
You got to prove it.
Yeah.
So you
They want Airbnb wants hardcore proof. If a guest messed up something in your house, they want hardcore proof that they messed it up. You can take a picture of it, but they want receipts of what you paid for whatever they
So
messed
like
up.
you say I got 5 guests supposed to stay here. You say you counted 17. So do you get paid per like extra person, and you have video proof?
Yeah, just screenshot them and send it to Airbnb.
And they pay you. How do they charge that person's card for each person that was over?
It doesn't matter what their card has. Airbnb is going to pay for that anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Airbnb just gonna cut you the check like an insurance.
It's going to
company?
take some time. It's going to take like a week or two for them to actually like go and review
Bro,
it.
the
But you're going to
stimmies
get the
took
money.
that's not even that long.
You can get your money.
So like how many?
I think my
Okay.
grandma's
So
house
we
vacant.
got 3
Fucking-
Airbnbs. We got one in Michigan. We got one
My
in
auntie out of
Atlanta.
town. Should be.
And we got one in Houston. So, like, where do we want to go with this? Do we want to keep adding more and more and more on?
I only add on what my plate can fill.
So, what is that? What is that plate? So, how do we max this thing out?
My mama don't really see.
I mean, if you want to max out, you better have you a partner.
Okay.
But me, I got my mom for that.
So you maxed out now?
Yeah.
Is it so you cool with that? So how much do you make off Airbnbs and
it depends on the city, state, and it depends
so
on
just
the
say
month,
in Houston,
time of the year.
In Houston. Like, just give me an average of how many months have you been open, and how much can
So one of my properties can make up to $5,000 a month.
5,000 a month.
But then
and
it can make up to $5,000 a month, but you still have to think about your rent, your utilities, and this, that, and the third. So you have to take that out of that.
But you were saying there are some other factors into it, like what?
Like the cleaning.
No, not the overhead. You were talking about different situations can fluctuate the pricing.
Like what the guests do, like
is that what
the problems that they have?
He was saying how much can you make, right?
You can make more.
And you said it depends on where, what time. Why does all that matter?
So Atlanta, that's like an all year thing. People go to Atlanta every single day.
They do.
I had Atlanta booked every single day of the month.
Is it the same rate all the time, or does it change? Like
it changes.
How does it fluctuate?
You can set your minimum price for per day, and you can set your maximum price per day. Your minimum can be, I don't know if you want to put it for $30 a night, you can do that. But your max for one place can be $800 if you want it to be. It depends on how much where you want to reach.
There's no cap.
There's no cap.
So how do you structure the pay? Like, if it's a big game or something like a Super Bowl?
Yeah,
or
so
something,
Airbnb has, so you, like I said, you can set your minimum price and you set your maximum price. Airbnb knows what days are the busiest, so they put it for the max price.
So Airbnb sets
they
the
do
price.
it.
They do it.
Oh,
You just got to set your minimum and your maximum.
All right.
so if you wanted, say, can you set your own price?
Yeah,
If you wanted
you
to
can set
do
a
it,
standard straight price if you wanted to.
so how does Airbnb? Now I'm kind of confused. Okay, so say like if you wanted to get $75 a night, and Airbnb is saying, well, it's $45 a night. You
can still set it for
supersede
$75.
Airbnb's
Yeah.
set price. Okay, all right,
All the time.
all right.
How
And they're going to book because they need somewhere to go.
I just open up the app and what do I need some paperwork?
You open up the app, you set it up.
Just this is it.
That's it.
Now,
It's not that hard.
you make it seem really, really easy.
Yeah, man,
It's easy.
You making it sound
It's
like
easy, but you have those complications and things that you like. Like
what is that? What is that? Give me
Guest.
three. Give me three.
Guest.
Guess. Okay, guess while out. All right, we know that. Guess while out. What's parties? Too many people.
noise complaints. It's mainly the guests. It's not your end. It's not your fault.
So
it's
can
what
you
the guests
vet?
do.
Can you vet the guests? Like, nah, I don't like your style. Nope.
You can do that, but it's like you paying the money. You want to risk the chance of you doing something? You're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna get the money out of you regardless. They're gonna pay me.
Oh,
You can mess it up. You can do whatever you want in there.
So it don't matter what if a table get broke.
So
if
you
Airbnb gonna cut you.
Airbnb covers you whatever the guests do. If they just trash the whole house, it's $250,000 worth of damage in there. Airbnb cutting you the check.
You gotta be realistic though.
But I'm just saying, if
a guest breaks the glass, you're not gonna go to Airbnb and charge them and do that. What they gonna give you $1? No.
No. He
I'm
said
saying if they
fire.
just trash the house.
There's insurance. You haven't. Airbnb has insurance for that.
Okay.
And you have your own renter's insurance as well. So they're gonna pay you. Airbnb pays you, or rather, if you go through your renter's insurance and say that, hey, I was in the house and you can get money both ways.
And what's the worst thing that ever happened? Like damages. I'm just wondering, how much?
Somebody went through a window, didn't they?
No, it was kind of okay. So I had this one guest, the person that broke the doorknob.
Yep.
They made nachos, and they had nachos all on the wall. They had a bed bug. They brought a bed bug. And
no one just brings one bed bug.
it was one bed bug. It was just one bed bug.
He brought just one?
Just one bed bug. He brought just one bed bug.
He brought it back. So you had to come and get it exterminated and get rid of
I had to throw it.
Everything had to go.
I threw everything away. Just for the safety of the guests.
And turned the heat on hell. That's how you kill them.
I just threw the furniture away and actually dipped out.
So did they? You was gone.
I was gone.
Gone.
I threw away all the sheets, threw away all the comforters. I threw away the mattress protectors. I threw it and had to get everything new.
Smart kid.
Got a whole new bed set, couch. I got everything new.
Smart kid. Okay, so at one point, I mean, you was doing.
I know that's what's so good about it. You dead ass serious.
I'm so serious.
You are so serious right now.
I took pictures of it and I submitted
You're
it to
not even
Airbnb.
joking.
I'm so serious.
So at one point, you was doing so good with the Airbnb, and you decided that you was going to teach a class on Airbnb.
Yeah,
so tell me how that went.
No, tell me how to sign up.
Well, I don't do the classes no more, but it went real well. It went really, really well, and a lot of people learned from it. A lot of people started up their businesses. Now they're making money. So it's going well. But if you want, I can restart up the class and we can go back there.
Sounds like he got one client that's interested.
Bro, what? Why did you stop?
So I actually still have one.
You said people were coming that were
I still have one.
Succeeding.
And now I'm trying to get into real estate.
What about?
I can see that being the next
What
step,
about
yeah.
like cars or something like that Turo thing? What about that?
Okay, so some people have Airbnbs and they have Turo, and then they have the car parked in the garage. So when they come into town, people have a car to rent.
Is that
so
something you might get into? Is that something you interested in?
No, they ain't messing up my cars.
But so cars is different than houses.
So that's more different. That's more difficult.
That's different for me because that goes with I got people. I know people that actually do Turo and they have cars and people wreck their cars.
Yeah,
but still they're covered.
There's no insurance for that.
You're still covered, but you have your own personal insurance and then you have Turo insurance. I don't have
same
time for
thing. That. Same thing like Airbnb though, right?
Yeah, but I don't have time for cars. That takes weeks.
Cars is more liability, I think.
More liability.
Yeah,
you put more weight on yourself.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
So, like, how do you determine what's a good Airbnb as far as location to get? Like, is it a hot area, hot zone, or like how do you figure that out?
Let me ask you this: where would you travel?
Downtown.
Easily.
Outside of Michigan.
Oh, far as okay.
If you were to go
Florida,
on a trip in United
States, not Florida.
Florida, yeah, everybody going out of Florida. Florida? A trip. We talking about a trip. We ain't talking about.
Do you have an Airbnb in Florida?
No, I don't.
No, not Florida.
Okay, now I'm glad you said that because this is why I want to know. Like, why not Florida?
I wouldn't go to Florida to get an Airbnb because I personally don't like traveling in Florida, and Florida is really expensive with rental properties. You're going to be spending like $3,000 a month in just a good rental property.
But that don't mean more money.
Yeah,
no, because you set your daily rates. Your daily rate for somebody might be $200 a night. A lot of people they look for good cheap places to go to.
So it's not worth it getting in. It's not worth it going to Florida with the Airbnb.
To me, no. But people that have places that they already live in, they was like, oh, let me just try Airbnb for a second and see how it does. Then fine, but that's just their actual personal space that they turned into an Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
choose where vacation destination spots are, but where
Atlanta is the hottest place to get an Airbnb. But right now, Atlanta is like, why you gotta have license, you gotta have this, and then you gotta have that. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it without all that.
Right.
I can do it with that, but what's the chance of it flipping over on you when you ain't got nothing in Atlanta no more? Then you go, you done pay for this license and you done pay for this and that, and it didn't turn out right. I would rather do it in a state that's freely open where you can do Airbnb.
The risk wasn't worth the reward.
The risk wasn't worth it. But I will say Atlanta has a lot of money.
So Atlanta,
let me say
New
this.
Orleans.
Yeah, people go there. A lot of my friends travel to Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Because I feel like you did choose strategically where your spots are.
Yeah, I do.
You put some research into
I put it closest to the travelers' hot spots. Like in Houston, I have mine close to the Galleria.
Okay.
People talk about the Galleria.
Okay,
you know what the
Yeah,
Galleria
yeah.
is. You heard of it?
Yeah.
That's where people want to go. They want to go spend money at the mall.
At one point, Airbnb was like the biggest word out. I mean, like every time you turn around, Airbnb this, Airbnb
It still
this.
is.
It still is.
But
People
then-
don't talk about hotels no more.
But Airbnb kind of like, I guess they tightened up on some things, put some type of regulations down. How did that affect you, if any? Because I know in New York, I mean, it was like they kicked all the people, all the Airbnbs like out of New York because the hotel industry was complaining. So did that affect you at all?
Not me.
But did it affect Airbnb, period, from what you
It
heard?
might have affected them.
So it
didn't affect me.
It didn't affect you, but it did affect the Airbnb business.
I'm gonna ask you this: where did you stay? When did you get a hotel or did you get an Airbnb the last trip you went on? And be honest,
The last trip I went on, it was a hotel.
it was a hotel.
But before that was Airbnb.
Okay. Before there was Airbnb.
No, before the last trip.
before the trip.
Oh.
Before the trip was Airbnb.
And why did you choose a hotel the last trip?
It was really convenient for where I was staying at with my family members. So like the hotel was like right around the corner from where my family member stayed, where my brother stayed. So it was really convenient.
Okay. What did you like about the hotel? What did you not like about the hotel? Like what?
I mean,
like,
it was a
like,
nice.
oh, okay, I got a hotel. I got
was
somewhere to sleep. That was basically what
no. Actually, that particular hotel, I was like blown away, like because it was really nice. Like it was like $80, $79, and it was like one of those residential type stays.
You stayed at Residential Inn?
No, it wasn't called the residential inn. It was called some kind of. It was something I hadn't even never heard of. The name, I was really shocked because it was like a newer hotel, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was shocked. I was shocked because of the price and all the amenities that it had.
Did you use the amenities?
Yeah. Yeah, because we had drove and we brought like some snacks, so we used the refrigerator, the microwave. We went to Applebee's and heated up our food like later on. So
Microwave.
yeah, microwave. They had a stove in there.
It should have that. I mean,
it wasn't. What I'm saying, it wasn't a regular hotel with 2 beds.
it had a stove in the hotel.
Yeah, it had a stove in the room.
Okay, some hotels have that.
No, it wasn't a motel. It was.
Like Atlanta has stoves in their.
It was nice. I wish I could tell you the name, but I just forgot.
So would you stay at a hotel or would you stay at an Airbnb?
No, I recently went to Atlanta, and me and my cousin stayed at an Airbnb, and it was banging.
I know you get more. You probably get more bang for
It
the
was
buck.
absolutely beautiful. Beat any hotel we was gonna stay. I don't even. Actually, know what you're right. I really don't hear people talk about hotels more. The hotels is more like you just couldn't get an Airbnb and you ended up getting.
Yeah, and
a
it's like
hotel.
different styles are different Airbnbs. Everybody has their own style what they put into their Airbnb.
But can I? Are there any scams at Airbnbs?
Yes.
I saw this one really nice one, and it had a jacuzzi and it had this beautiful bar in there, and now these LED lights, and like it was fire, right? And then I looked it up where the house was on Google Maps, and it is this rundown shack off of
You would have really nice places, and I will say that one of my Airbnbs, and you looked up on the maps, it wasn't there.
How can I weed through I can't.
I mean, you look at the reviews, you look at what other guests have said about the Airbnb.
They were saying it's nice, but it was just giving
so
really
they
big
can say
scam
Fake
vibe.
reviews or something.
No, I'm saying the house did not match the pictures that was on the inside of it,
I
which
guess-
I kind of like.
I guess
Which
it's
I
a
kind of
scam
like.
at
You
any-
you have houses that don't look like it has potential on the inside, but in the inside it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, because one of the Airbnb that I stayed in, it was like, man, what is this?
But when you
we
walked
got
inside, crazy.
it was crazy. It was crazy. It was.
But mine gonna look nice on the outside and inside.
What do you try to?
I stay with new build.
Well, no. You said that you build up Airbnbs. There's a certain style that people have when they build them, right? What are you trying to convey when you put together yours?
I just put it to my liking.
Okay.
Like I put it to where I want to stay there. I'll set it up to where
So what do you want to see in an Airbnb? Tell me what you put together. When you see
I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel like I can walk around naked if I wanted to, and I can just lay on the bed naked if I wanted to. I want it to feel clean. I want it to feel like roomy, homey. I want it to feel luxurious. I want it to be everything I envisioned it to be when I think about Airbnb. A nice view. It's in a nice neighborhood. I feel safe there, comfortable. Like I want to just do whatever I want to do.
How do I sign up for this class? The one you got left.
Just talk to me. I'm not doing the class no more because, like I said, Airbnb is getting saturated. So many people are doing Airbnb.
How can this field get saturated though?
So
someone always needs some place to stay.
Right. Yeah.
So
how?
It's a lot of places out there. Now, I was thinking about getting an Airbnb that was literally right behind my house because they were new built. And I went onto Airbnb just to check out the spot, and there was already 2 or 3 Airbnbs in the same complex. That's new built. People go get places strictly for just Airbnb.
Right.
You gotta think about that. It's getting so saturated to the point less people are booking because they're booking other people's properties.
So does that hurt you? Like, is it starting to put a strain on your income?
Not mine, because like mine, I already have the reviews and I already have like the platform where people they go and look at my listing that's already right there. Now you have people that come up with new Airbnbs and their listing is way at the bottom.
Okay, now listen to this now.
All right.
Not only can you like rent a house, like I can rent my basement out.
One room.
Like, right? Tell them about that. I can
So I was
rent.
telling
Can you do that? And I do know what you're talking about. But can you have like an Airbnb and then like another Airbnb in the? You can.
Another one.
You can, but you have to have the house set up to where it's private for both guests.
Explain that to me.
So, like you have a regular house, right?
That's a house, right?
That has a basement.
Mm.
You can have a guest come in and go
Through the
only
side door.
Yeah, the side door, and you can have a block off where they can only go to the basement.
Oh, because I was wondering, like,
And then you have
how they do
the
that.
regular main house where you can have other guests, but the basement is blocked off, like you can't get to it.
So does
you
it
get two
have
checks
to
from
have
one
like?
property.
Does it have to have all the amenities like that a regular house have?
No, it doesn't.
So it
It
could
doesn't.
just be a room.
You can put a mini fridge in there. Like I've seen Airbnbs. You can look on your Airbnb app right now. You can go to private rooms, and it's blocked off. They have a refrigerator in there, a microwave, a study desk, and a bed, and that's it.
Clean my garage out.
Yeah, man.
You sleep out in the garage.
But a lot of people don't want to book that.
Because
So
They want it to be a complete, full furnished house where they know nobody.
I want the privacy.
I mean, it's still privacy, but they still feel like somebody can, get to them.
yeah, all I got is this
It's a
room.
private room. Like, just go to the room.
I'm really amazed that you can book an Airbnb inside of an Airbnb. Now tell me about advertisement for Airbnb. There's a lot of what's the word? Booking apps, Trivago, Book.com,
So,
blah 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 blah.
me-
Can you put your Airbnb on that?
So I had Vrbo and Airbnb. When my place wasn't booked on Airbnb, it's listed on Vrbo.
Okay.
So I'm making money on both apps. So if I get a booking on Airbnb, I have to close out the dates on Vrbo. But if I get a booking on Vrbo, I just close out the dates on Airbnb.
Because you don't want to double book.
Yeah, you don't want to double book.
Have you ever done it?
No.
You've never made that mistake?
No.
It's out the gate.
I don't like.
Why Verbo?
Because Verbo is another higher platform.
So you choose the ones that have the highest revenue coming in.
Airbnb and Verbo. A lot of people don't know about Verbo, but Verbo is one of those higher platforms that people use.
Is there a real difference?
I mean,
like why use Verbo over Airbnb and why use Airbnb over Verbo? Or there isn't a difference?
It's a difference, but it's not a difference to you because the money's going in your pocket.
Okay,
but it's a difference to guests. Like older guests probably will look on Verbo.
Tell me why.
I don't know if I can say that.
But no, I don't know.
I'm not gonna say it, but certain guests book on Verbo.
Oh, okay.
And certain
I need to talk to you about this certain guest thing after the podcast.
Okay, so like, do we turn this, like, I'm going back to what a question I asked you earlier, like, where do we go with this? Like, what's the max ceiling that we can make with this, or is this just something that you it's just a stepping stone for you to get into the real estate game?
Honestly, I can get into the real estate game at any time. And I've been thinking about getting into the real estate game for a while. And I know a lot of people say, oh, this is going to be really good for you. But I just chose not to do it right now because the way my life is rolling. But
so my question is, where do you see this going within the next 5 years? Is we still doing Airbnb, or is we
real estate?
Doing real estate.
Yeah, real estate has more potential. Real estate is always going to be there.
Okay. So you see this something?
They might stop Airbnb tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's why my next question. So you think this something just temporary? It's gonna get saturated?
I just like it's gonna get too saturated.
Yeah.
They stop it though?
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm just saying.
And I'm
you just got to think like what tomorrow holds.
And with real estate, going into real estate, would you be buying and flipping, or what's the
buying,
goal?
flipping, leasing,
all of it.
All of it.
Okay.
Like, watch y'all talk to the same person. Weird as hell. Y'all sound.
You think we think alike?
What? I definitely think he thought like you when he was your age. Definitely. And it sounds like you're going to think like him. When you said you got to think about what's around the corner, that's what he always says. And everything that you say, I'm sure I just missed him saying that when he was your age. But like it's the exact same thing.
Like I said, King Prejudice is always going to be here. It's always going to be a backup. So if something were to happen to you, guess who he's going to call? Guess who she's going to call? Me.
But you could be flipping houses. Like, man, bro.
But see, me, I like to sit on my ass and make the money.
Another one.
That's what I do.
Like to make money
Airbnb, I can just sit on my ass all day long and make money. I can do real estate and just sit on my ass all day long and make money.
But you still got to hustle.
Now you still got to hustle. But now you are working every day. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Because you know, I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up where I ain't got to be here every day.
You do, but you got to understand. I'm like a CEO.
Yeah.
I want to watch over Walmart. Walmart.
Yeah, you're right.
Myers, Target.
You're right.
You don't.
You're right.
Do you know the names of those people that made that?
You're right.
Name them.
And you're right.
You don't know them.
So what you say? What now? I'm going back. I'm still defending myself with me being at work, because you want to know. You really want to know the inner circle, the inner part of your business and how it runs, so you can pass that on. Like, you need to know everything about your business so you can teach people, or you need to know how your business is ran.
You still do have to do some hands-on. You have to. You have to do something. You can't do nothing. You said
because I made that mistake. I made that mistake before, where I passed it on and it broke.
So let me ask you this: when you passed it on to me, and I came back and I was just pressing shirts, did it break? Or was it still there?
That's a day. I mean, like,
I know I can go into Photoshop and
But it's a lot of trust me, son.
Yeah, I know it's a lot to it, but you gotta understand.
It's a lot of things that
you can teach somebody one time and they would still remember it and they would still pick it up.
Experience is golden.
You can teach somebody one time.
Experience.
And you can walk away. If they mess up, guess what? You're fired.
Experience is golden. You want to show people and mold people. You don't want to just.
But how long can you show and mold? You got to show them over and over again.
However long it takes.
No, it's not however long it takes. It's you get 3 tries and you're out. That's the regular game. That's the regular establishment. Walmart, 3 times you're out. If you were late 3 times, you're out. Next.
Is that what these classes are like?
It's a repeat.
Intense.
Somebody else is going to take the spot.
Sounds
Teach
really
somebody
intense.
else. Let the number one person that you taught that's still there in your building, they teach them. You don't teach them, they do.
Sounds good. It sound good.
It sound good because
it sound good.
It's the real life.
It sound good. It sound good. But in the real world, it really don't work like that. It really don't.
In the real world, it does.
You know how many shortages of workers?
It's a big shortage of workers.
It's a big shortage of workers.
What y'all mean by
Get
that?
you a college kid.
You.
I'm not here. Who else you gonna pick?
I guess that's why we need you to sit on your ass and then hire college kids.
Me being here is not sit on my ass.
Just run the business, run it from Texas, and we'll see how it go. So open up another part of it. Well, that's the next part of it anyway. So we.
So let me ask you this: if something were to happen to you, God forbid, what do you think is going to happen to your business?
Well, that's like you said. What you gonna let happen to it?
I'm asking you. This is a serious question.
What you gonna let happen to it?
I'm asking you. What do you think is going to happen?
I think it'll still thrive. You can still got competent people around. You got Miss Kathy here. We got you, like you said. So I think.
So let me ask you this: is there things that you know that he doesn't know?
There's things that he know that I don't know.
Yes. Another one.
Okay.
Everybody got their strength. Everybody in the business, everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses. So that's why you need team. So when you got team and he got a strength somewhere, I got a strength somewhere, Lance has got a strength somewhere, together we all, as a team, we do good.
That's true. I think we work really good as a team when I'm here. When I see it, when I'm here, I think everybody does a really good job.
Yeah.
But cool. I'm just saying, when I'm here, I see it. But I haven't been here.
Yeah.
So I think.
Hey, you did a good job. You did a good job today. You came in and filled in where somebody didn't show up at work. And you came in.
X.
Your turnover rate. Wow.
You know,
I'm just saying, somebody else will fill in that spot. Somebody else will do it. Get somebody else to do it.
Listen, it's a time.
It's a time and it's a place, and it's a time and a place where you were supposed to be here.
It's a time.
I'm just saying,
it's a time.
It's a time and a place. It's your pocket.
It's a time.
You saved your pocket today.
It's a time. You know, my point. We had counted all the employees that worked here. Can you picture this from the beginning?
Oh, that shit was long.
The retention.
They forgot people.
Yeah, it was like but you keep the good ones. You keep the good ones. Is
an Airbnb game something easier to navigate through solo or with the team? I'm only asking because I've heard both sides.
It's easy to navigate solo.
Why? Now I have someone that would disagree, but I want to know why you say solo.
Like I said, I keep the money in my.
Because it has worked for you.
It has worked for me. It still does.
So solo dolo, that's you.
Solo dolo until I feel like I need help, and I'm going to ask help from my closest people. I'm not going to ask help from the outside.
Just say you didn't want to go into real estate, and I don't know, we just wanted to max this Airbnb thing all the way to the max. Do we need team?
No.
You do it all yourself?
If I have to, yes.
How can you?
It's your plate.
What's the most properties you think you can manage? So with a solo act,
6 at one time.
6, and you've done this.
Yes.
6.
Stress free. 6.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
There's stress in any business. Yes, you're going to be stressed, but at the end of the day, when you get done with that stress, you're going to sit on your ass and you're going to smile like, I made so much money. Everybody stresses. But guess what? That stress is only going to last so long because that guest is going to be going the next day.
But so then there's another guest.
So just 6, though.
There's going to be another guest, but that next guest might be like the cleanest guest you ever have. They might not even touch the refrigerator.
Perfect.
Just 6. What if we want to go to 12? Do we need 10?
If you want to go to 12, that's your plate. That's what you can manage. If you feel like you could manage 12 at one time, congrats to you.
Okay, so let me rephrase the question. At what point
do you need a team?
You can have a team. I know somebody that has a team at 2 Airbnbs.
Why does he have that?
Their choice.
So at what point?
There's not a point. It's what you can manage. Is what you can handle on your plate. If you feel like you can't handle more than one Airbnb,
so give me some advice. If I were if you have just say you, and you wanted to blow this thing out of the water.
My max is 6.
Your max is 6. Then you get team.
Yes.
Okay, that's the question.
I've had a helper help me out, and I have hired cleaners, which you can do all by yourself. You can hire if you're all the way in Texas and you would have to fly to Michigan. You always are supposed to have a cleaner in every state.
Now, what's your hiring process? How do you decide who? How do you choose?
Turnover B&B.
It's another app?
There's an app called Turnover B&B where you pick out a cleaner. You can pick out one cleaner. They can just do one job. You can see how the next guest takes it. Say, oh, it was a mess. It wasn't clean. And then you can hire a different cleaner the next time they clean. They say, oh, that was immaculate. It was so clean. It was spotless. Yeah.
This is what I'm running with from now on.
All right.
I just listen, Clay. I really appreciate the information that you gave us tonight. I got a lot of thinking to do, and I really need to talk to you about getting involved with your class. Do you want people getting in contact with you about the class? No. Okay. Well.
Okay. How do we book? How do we book? How do we book?
Can I get in contact with you for the
Yeah,
class?
you can. The people that I know, the people that are close to me, the people that I feel like will have potential in doing Airbnb. Because some people would take my class and then they won't do nothing with it because they don't have the money to do so.
Oh.
So how do we book?
But
how do we book?
Like you can okay, so there is people that have asked me to do Airbnb, like help them do Airbnb, and then when they get done taking the class, they don't do it because they don't have the funds.
How much money do I need to start off with?
You can start off with $500.
$500. They didn't have $500.
You can. I mean, so let me.
Who didn't have $500?
Let me say this.
Oh, okay.
If you have your own place.
If you have $500 in your own place.
You have $500, you have your own place, and you have somewhere to stay for just 3 bookings.
Because you did it off of somebody else's place.
Right, but I had my own place at the time anyway.
When you
I did it off of their place. They weren't there occupying the place. So I flipped it over, cleaned it up, made it look nice, bought a couple things, and put it on Airbnb. The next day, booking. Instantly.
So how do we book? How does somebody
let me
book your Airbnb? How do
you just gotta find it. You gotta find it. If it's available, you have to find it. There's certain days, Texas, it might be at the top of your list.
Can I ask why your Airbnb over someone else's? I know you do have a high. I know you do make sure that the place that you're staying at is to your standards, which is, as far as I know, pretty high. But
my standards are pretty high.
I want you to tell our guests why your Airbnb over the next guys.
My Airbnb has wine.
Straight off the rip.
It has wine. Every guest, there's wine there.
Ripple or what you got?
Talking like
cheap wine. $2 wine from Walmart. They don't know the difference. They just know it's wine there.
It is.
There's snacks. There's clean linen.
Keep it. Okay. Clean linen.
If you don't have clean linen, you can see the vacuum marks on the couch. I want somewhere where it's clean. It smells good. It smells like Febreze and the Virgin Islands. You see, Vision? Did you just see that in your?
I did. I've been seeing it the whole time, man. That's just, you don't even know. The whole time.
Yeah, that's how it looks.
That's how all of them look.
All right.
Can I look it up under the Beautiful Stays Airbnb?
Look it up under.
You can't.
I can't.
Nope. You have to find it. You can't just look it up. I mean,
Is that how it operates?
Now there is a certain way you can look it up.
Is you trying to stay under the radar?
I am.
Oh, okay. I'm just like,
He said no.
What's going on here?
There's a certain way you can look it up. If you use the right link.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I need that link.
I'm not giving the link out. But if
No,
you use that link, you can find Beautiful Stays Airbnb.
Okay, all right.
Right there.
There it is. So this is a stepping stone for you to get into real estate. You just getting in how you live right now, and we going on to bigger and better things. All right, that makes sense.
So the Cadillacs and gas money spent.
Okay.
I'll be in my Cadillac tomorrow.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Thanks to Beautiful Stays Airbnb.
Thanks to Beautiful Stays Airbnb, where the standards.
You have just listened to the Can You Picture This podcast? The podcast for the strongest, fastest, most powerful t-shirt/print shop on this side of the Eastern Seaboard. You can catch us in the heart of Detroit, Greenfield and Grand River, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our address is 14223 Greenfield Road, Detroit, Michigan 48227. Our phone number is 313-273-5000.
You are listening to CYPT podcast. You are listening to CYPT podcast. You are listening to CYPT podcast.